Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Bond with Bio. As this is the very first content, I would like to introduce you to the basic concepts of biology. Introduction to biology. So, why do we need to study biology? It is needed because it helps us understand the living world and the way the organisms function, evolve, and interact. For this, we need to classify the living world in the very first place. So, before we study the categories of taxonomy, we need to know what taxa and taxonomy means. A taxon is defined as a collection of one or more populations of organisms. Taxa are the hierarchy divisions of a species from kingdom to subspecies. And this very process of classification is called taxonomy. There are mainly 7 categories of taxonomic hierarchy, as we can see in this image. The 7 main categories are basically kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. We can omit domain for now. So these are the main basic categories. As we move from a higher one to the lower one, that is from kingdom towards species, the number of similar characters go on decreasing. That means basically the study becomes more precise as we move on from kingdom to species. Let us take this example of human beings. Human beings belong to the kingdom Animalia, which is a very broader spectrum where not only humans but various sorts and different types of animals are present. Then we go on to phylum, that is Chordata, which again belongs to the class Mammalia. As you can see, we are getting more specified. And then to primates, and then family Hominidae, then genus Homo, and species is the sapiens. So humans, as we call Homo sapiens, belong to this category of taxonomic hierarchy. Next, we need to classify the living world to study them in more details and in a specified manner. Let us now get acquainted to the history of biological classification. Aristotle was earliest to attempt a more scientific basis of classification. He used morphological characters to classify plants into trees, shrubs, and herbs. He also divided animals into 2 groups, those which had red blood and those which did not. Next, Carolus Linnaeus classified organisms into 2 kingdoms, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. One of the drawbacks that this system had was that it did not distinguish between the eukaryotes and prokaryotes, unicellular and multicellular, and photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organisms. Besides cross morphology, there was a need to include other characteristics like cell structure, nature of cell wall, mode of nutrition, habitat, methods of reproduction, evolutionary relationships, etc. So next, R.H. Whittaker proposed a 5-kingdom classification that included Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protesta, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae, and Kingdom Animalia. The main criteria for classification used by him included cell structure, body organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationships. Here, in the table, we can clearly understand the differences between the various kingdoms on the basis of these certain characters. So first we see the cell type. For Monera, it is unicellular, that is prokaryotic. Then Protista is also unicellular, but they are eukaryotic. Fungi are multicellular, and the cells are eukaryotic in nature and non-green too, as mostly don't really exhibit autotrophy or photosynthesis. For kingdom Plantae, they are multicellular and eukaryotic in nature, and kingdom Animalia, the organisms have multicellular cell type and the cells are eukaryotic. In Moneran cell, the nucleus is absent. In Protista, nucleus is present. In fungi, it is present. And in Plantae and Animalia, it is present. Under Monera, cellular level of body organization is found. For Protista, cellular level of organization. In fungi, multicellular with loose tissue. In Plantae, tissue level and organ level body organization is found. And in Animalia, tissue, organ and organ system level of body organization is found. Mode of nutrition. Monera are auto or heterotrophic, they can be both. Protista too can be autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. Fungi are saprophytic and parasitic and even sometimes symbiotic. Plantae are autotrophic and Animalia are heterotrophic in nature. Bacteria and blue-green algae under Monera is one of the examples to be noted. Under Protista, we have Spirogyra and Chlamydomonas. Under fungi, we have Rhizopus and Agaricus. Under Plantae, we have herbs, shrubs and trees, as you all know. And under Animalia, we have fish, frog, crocodile, birds and human beings. Now let us come to kingdom Monera. Bacteria are the sole members of this kingdom. They are the most abundant microorganisms. Bacteria can be grouped under 4 categories based on their shape: spherical coccus, rod-shaped bacillus, comma-shaped vibrio, and the spiral spirillum. Bacteria exhibits most extensive metabolic diversity. Some of them are autotrophic, that is, they synthesize their own food from inorganic substrate. They may be photosynthetic autotrophic or chemosynthetic autotrophic. The vast majority of them are heterotrophs, that is, they depend on other organisms or they feed on dead organic matter. Now we can classify bacteria into 2 types, eubacteria and archaebacteria. We can see it through the Venn diagram present on the screen. That is, in case of eubacteria, the cell walls are made up of peptidoglycan, and in case of archaebacteria, their cells are made up of different matter, basically which help them survive in extreme type of environment. In case of archaebacteria, they mostly live in harsh habitats such as extremely salt areas, where the bacteria are called halophils. In hot springs, which are again called thermoacidophils, and even in marshy areas, which are called methanogens. In case of eubacteria, they cannot survive in extreme environments, unlike archaebacteria, and they produce a more standard energy compared to archaebacteria. Archaebacteria produce a less amount of standard energy. The last organism under the kingdom Monera that we need to know is the mycoplasma. The mycoplasma are organisms that completely lack a cell wall. They are the smallest living cell known and can survive without oxygen. Many mycoplasma are pathogenic in animal and plants. Bacteria in general reproduce mainly by fission and sometimes under favorable conditions. Unfavorable conditions, they produce spores. They also reproduce by sort of sexual reproduction. Please note, not exactly sexual reproduction, but by adopting primitive type of DNA transfer from one bacterium to the other. So we stop here for today. We will deal with the other kingdoms on the upcoming videos. If you enjoyed watching this video, like and subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to get notified about the updates. Thank you.